Darbaldo Dalbey, the evilest and darkest being in the multiverse onion, known in Timeline 1, underneath the jurisdiction of the Covenant Council, part of the Timeline Corridor permanently, accessed in story and in mind. This creature is a black tomcat, one who has searchlight eyes as bright as the sun, but only because they reflect his glory out upon the world, expecting it to be returned when it isn't. This Darbaldo creature was born 1,000 years after his homeworld was settled. His homeworld is called Dilia, and the first kingdom of the same name was where he was born. Not a very high up cat, but high enough to be deemed dangerous. Everyone around when he was a child thought he was, say, quite a deviant, mad tomcat. When he became 19, he was exiled, some legends say at 21, by King Falcon I, first of his name, ruler of Dilia. At this point, Darbaldo had no home, per se, and he was put onto an icy, cursed life sentence in the place known as the Dread Dimension. Many layers and layers of Maya out from the central core of the multiverse onion. This is where Darbaldo lives for eternity. Until the year 2009. Why 2009? Because I say so. This year is when he's killed. What does Darbaldo do during all this time? He devises his plans, schemes, and makes a bunch of armies to go against what is called the Light Flank. The good people, basically, or those who try to be. But when his death finally comes, he gives up hope of ever living again. But some will try to bring him back. Some will try to bring back the darkness, even when the symbolic representation of it has been destroyed outright, forthwith, after the rise of the 33. A compassionate group of crime fighters and people who spread peace across the Milky Way and other galaxies in Timeline 1 during the War of the Realities. As War of the Realities rages on, the memory of the evil cat Darbaldo remains steadfast. None want to become like him. None want to do the evil, atrocious things that he has done. He named one of his kids Atrocious, for all the times tell. Even Oreshna Ichjan, the Birdman from which the story was relayed, before I received it, pretty much says that this Darbaldo character became so blazingly bright, none could look upon him in his dying day, when he exploded like a star, never to be heard from again in his current incarnation. As the years raged on, the memory of what Darbaldo had done remained, even though his form did not. People tried summoning him, as mentioned. And over the many decades and centuries, everybody decided, you can't just summon Darbaldo back. He is far too gone, far too pure, far too connected with Source, to be brought back into the realm of chaos and destruction he'd created amongst the Dread Dimension home, which, around 2009, was basically completely gone, as the Dread Dimension became Durda, an anagram of Dread, and a bunch of hilarious and not really agreed upon people came together and became its citizens, per se. And this is one of the things that leads to Darbaldo's demise. One of the things that lead to his demise, anyway. Darbaldo is said to be all kinds of evil, all kinds of menace. He is represented as a black cat with silver claws and knives for teeth, eyes as bright as the sun, and a voice booming in a low British accent when he speaks of English words to English people in America on an alternate version of Earth that is not of our timeline 4. 4 for grounding, 4 for balance, 4 because I love that number. This is all that is known about Darbaldo Dalbey, first and only of his name, the evilest of all cats, the one who created a ship, the one who created all evils that came between his birth and his death. So old, the number of years in his lifespan are irrelevant, so eternity is put as the length. From the day of his death forward, nobody, or at least nobody in their right mind, wanted to bring him back. More information upon the timeline where War of the Realities and succeeding series take place shall be discussed in later videos, in later audio clips, or whatever. Until next time, peace.